Commander Drew Park stood on the bridge of the interstellar cruiser, Zenith, his eyes scanning the vast expanse of space. The vastness of space stretched before him, a canvas of twinkling stars and distant nebulae, each one a world unto itself, each one a potential ally or adversary. He felt the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders, a burden that seemed to grow with each passing day. As commander, he was entrusted with the safety of the Zenith and its crew, a task that required constant vigilance and unwavering resolve. More importantly, he was responsible for maintaining the fragile peace that held the interstellar alliance together. A peace that was always on the brink of shattering.
A message crackled through the comms, snapping Drew out of his reflections, bringing him back to the present moment.
Commander Park, your presence is required at the Alliance headquarters. The situation is critical. The voice on the other end was urgent, leaving no room for doubt.
Drew felt a chill run down his spine, a cold dread that settled in his gut. XL's tone could mean only one thing: a threat to the Alliance, a danger that could unravel everything they had worked so hard to build. The holographic map displayed the Alliance territories, each one a beacon of hope and cooperation, now under threat. As the Zenith changed course, setting a direct path for the Alliance headquarters, Drew couldn't shake the feeling that he was about to face his greatest challenge yet, a test of his leadership and resolve. The weight of 1,000 worlds pressed upon him, but he was ready to face it head-on, determined to protect the Alliance and its fragile peace at all costs. The Alliance headquarters, a colossal structure orbiting a blue giant star, buzzed with tense energy. The station, a marvel of engineering, was the nerve center of the Alliance's operations, a beacon of hope and resilience in the vastness of space. As Drew disembarked the Zenith, he was met by General Lin, a seasoned veteran with worry etched on her face. Her eyes, usually sharp and commanding, now reflected the weight of the news she bore.
Commander, XL has been analyzing strange energy signatures originating from Quon space. These readings are unlike anything we've encountered before.
The Quon, a technologically advanced but ruthlessly expansionist species, had been a thorn in the side of the Alliance for decades. Their relentless pursuit of dominance had left a trail of destruction across numerous star systems.
What kind of energy signatures? Are they a new form of weaponry? They're digital, Commander, highly complex and aggressive. The patterns suggest a level of sophistication we've never seen before. XL believes the Quon are planning a cyber attack. This could be their most devastating move yet.
Cyber warfare was the Quon's specialty, often targeting civilian infrastructure and crippling entire worlds. Their digital onslaughts could turn the most advanced systems into chaotic ruins within moments. The thought of them unleashing their digital wrath on the Alliance sent a wave of dread through Drew. He knew the stakes were higher than ever before.
We need to act fast. Every second counts if we are to prevent this catastrophe. Let's get to XL's central chamber. We need to understand the full scope of this threat.
Drew's mind raced with strategies as they hurried through the bustling corridors. The fate of countless lives depended on their next move, and failure was not an option. In XL's chamber, Drew saw Dr. Jude Beca, a renowned cybernetics expert, and Ace, a rebellious cyborg with unparalleled knowledge of Quon technology.
Commander Park, you have been chosen to lead the defense against the Quon cyber attack.
Drew felt the weight of the responsibility settle upon him. He glanced at his assembled team, a motley crew of brilliance and rebellion.
We have a daunting task ahead, but I believe in this team.
The fate of the entire Alliance now rested on their shoulders.
Let's get to work.
Determination filled the room as they prepared for the challenge ahead. The team immediately dove into the task of deciphering the Quon's plans. They knew the stakes were high, and every second counted. The Quon were notorious for their intricate and deceptive strategies, making this mission one of the most challenging they had ever faced. Days turned into nights as they pored over data streams, analyzing the complex digital signatures. The fatigue was evident, but their determination never wavered. Each member of the team brought a unique skill set, and together they formed an unbreakable bond.
Despite his initial reluctance, Jude proved invaluable with his deep understanding of cybernetics. His insights often provided the breakthrough they needed, shedding light on the Quon's sophisticated methods.
Ace, true to his nature, chafed against the confines of their analysis, longing for action. He was a man of action, and the endless hours of data analysis tested his patience. Yet, he knew that this was a battle that required brains over brawn.
The deeper we delve, the more apparent it becomes that this is no ordinary cyber attack. The patterns are too intricate, the traps too well placed. It's clear that the Quon have been planning this for a long time.
The Quon were planting digital traps, backdoors into the very systems that governed the Alliance's technology. These traps were designed to be undetectable, lying in wait for the perfect moment to strike.
Their goal is not destruction, but domination. They want to control our systems, to bend them to their will. This isn't just a cyber attack, it's a bid for power.
The realization sent a wave of urgency through the team. They knew they had to act fast, to outmaneuver the Quon before it was too late. Every second lost could mean the difference between victory and defeat.
We need to outthink them, anticipate their every move. This is a game of chess, and we must be several steps ahead. Our strategy must be flawless.
The battle of wits had begun. The team braced themselves for the challenge ahead, knowing that their skills, their resolve, and their unity would be tested like never before. As the investigation continued, a bond began to form between Drew and Jude. Initially, their personalities clashed.
Drew was used to issuing orders and expecting obedience.
Jude, the brilliant but eccentric scientist, bristled at authority. Yet as they worked side by side, their mutual respect grew.
Drew was impressed by Jude's intellect and dedication.
Jude, in turn, admired Drew's leadership and calm under pressure.
In the crucible of crisis, their differences faded, replaced by a shared sense of purpose.
One evening, Drew found Jude staring out of the viewport.
It's beautiful, isn't it? This galaxy, all this life, all this potential.
The team finally cracked the Quon's code, revealing their true objective, a simultaneous attack on all major Alliance installations.
The Quon planned to use their access to turn the Alliance's defense systems against our own fleets.
The clock was ticking, and the fate of the Alliance rested on their shoulders. Drew devised a daring counterattack.
We'll use the Quon's overconfidence against them, luring them into a digital kill zone.
It was a risky plan, but it was their only hope. The tension in the command center was palpable as they implemented the plan.
All right, let's lay these digital traps.
Ace's cyborg reflexes proved invaluable, his fingers dancing across the keyboards.
We're almost there, just a bit more.
The attack came as predicted, a tidal wave of malicious code flooding the Alliance networks. But Drew and his team were ready. They watched as the Quon fell into the trap.
We've done it. The tide of the battle has turned.
The Alliance emerged victorious, but victory came at a price. During the final moments of the cyber battle, Ace was critically injured.
Ace?
Jude worked frantically to stabilize his friend, but it was no use.
Live it well, Doc.
Ace whispered, his hand going limp, his eyes dimming. In the aftermath of the battle, a heavy silence hung over the command center. They had lost Ace, a comrade, a friend.
Jude, we will carry Ace's memory with us.
Drew placed a comforting hand on Jude's shoulder. News of their victory spread throughout the Alliance, met with relief and jubilation. Drew and Jude returned to Earth as heroes.
The Alliance, shaken but not broken, begins preparing for the inevitable conflict to come.
Drew and Jude, hailed as heroes, knew that their fight was far from over. They dedicated themselves to strengthening the Alliance's defenses. The future was uncertain, but they were ready to face it together. Drew stood on the balcony of his apartment, looking out at the sprawling cityscape of Neo-Tokyo. He had received intelligence reports that the Quon were rebuilding their forces. He was no longer just a commander, a soldier fighting for survival. He was a guardian, a protector of all they had fought so hard to rebuild.
Drew, we're in this together.
Jude joined Drew on the balcony, his presence a comforting reminder that he was not alone in this burden.
We are the guardians of a new dawn. We will not falter.
They would not yield. They would stand watch, ever vigilant, ready to face whatever threats the future held together.